I so feel that this is completely possible. I can do it. And so I started a practice with another zhineng teacher of wanting to put an object through another object. For example, you have a cup and matchstick, and you want to put the matchstick straight through the cup. It seems against physics, but that's what Qigong masters and like you're saying, people that aren't even going into state and Qigong masters. And that was a little practice, and I didn't actually achieve it, and I got bored with it because I didn't have success. And I was telling Dalia about it, and together we were playing around with it a bit, and both had that feeling like it's there, it's so doable, it's so achievable, but it didn't quite happen with us when we had a play. And then you called me or you messaged me about the most, that I just got so excited because you were talking about, you see someone do it and it brings you closer. Oh, they did it, I can do it too. In your training session of Mindsight, and then you do the experiments to just show how everything's possible and the energy with that. What happened with the object through the object?
Yeah, so I have to say, a lot of me doing the mind over matter stuff, you were a huge inspiration for all of it, like huge
Oh,
inspiration.
thank
And
you.
so that one, putting the item, I remembered people like John Chang and stuff putting the chopsticks through the table when you, and then I
Yeah.
remember thinking, okay, there's several like examples of this happening, so I know it's physically possible, but it might be hard to wrap my mind around being a matchstick and glass. And so I thought, okay, students, let's actually start with a needle and let's start with like a plastic cup. And so I said, but just kind of do it until if you're not going to put force, just let it go in like it's butter. And so a lot of people did that easily. Then they moved to like the lid of a bottle or something. Then we moved to that, and again, it would happen. And then Sean, the blind
Really?
guy, he usually is the one that kind of does everything. Sean takes the needle and it goes through a solid table. Like it just goes through, and we couldn't even get it out. And as soon as we all went over there, mind blown, and as soon as he did it, everybody was able to get the needle through the table. And
Oh,
what was really
God.
crazy and what blew my mind was there was an instance where, it would get stuck in the table where you couldn't get it out. It was just stuck. So this one guy, this blew my mind. I had to integrate after this. This one guy takes these pliers to take it out. And when he did, two needles came out. And there
What?
was several instances of duplication happening during that week. And so afterwards I had to integrate like crazy because I was like, oh my gosh, like that was a glitch. This is all fake, like it was, but yeah, seeing them put the through the table, that was yeah, anyway, that was a huge
So
moment.
two needles. So he got the pliers. He put the pliers on the needle. He pulled the needle
One
out.
needle,
Yeah.
yeah, and then two needles came out.
When he
Which
opened the
is
pliers, two needles were there.
Yeah. And then this actually happened a couple of like there was a lot of instances of duplication. There was another man
Duplication. I
there.
haven't heard of this. I've never
Yeah, well,
heard of
that's
this.
just kind of what we're coming up with the term. There was a lot of other things happening too, like apportation. But this was
Like,
duplication. Like
tell me, tell me this.
yeah, so this one guy, he actually we were playing with putting how do you say it? We were playing with putting items in water and using telekinesis to kind of move the water. So he drops a needle. How did this happen? He drops a needle in the water, and he wanted to take another needle and pick it up, like magnetize it. He wanted to
Yeah.
pick it up from the water. And when he
Yeah.
picked it up again, two needles came out. There was only one needle in the water, and he puts the other needle in there. He picks it up, and then two needles came out. Besides the one he was holding. And so that was another example of the duplicate.